And when you just step back and look at this guy, just how truly special can he be? What's he bring to the table that makes him so elite?
You know, as Michael Jordan said, the ceiling is the roof. No, I'm just kidding. No, but it's great to see Justin Jefferson get this respect. What's interesting is, with this ranking, you were just like, well, okay, if he's the number 4, wideout in the league, how come he couldn't get first team All Pro last season?
No kidding.
Like, what's the deal with that? And what's interesting is he went to college with Jamar Chase, and they got Jamar Chase ranked ahead of him after only 1 year. And it's just like, look, I understand, you may think that Jamar Chase's skills are superior in some way, but the body of work there would tend to give JJ the benefit of the doubt in my mind. I would put him at number 3 behind Kupp and behind Devontae Adams because, if you're asking me to pick like in a vacuum and you're just like, all right, pick Chase or Jefferson, I'm going to go Jefferson just because he's been the more productive receiver and he has a little bit more of a body of work in the league. We don't know how Jamar Chase is going to do in his second season. We would think that maybe he'll just continue to, do what he does. But it's just funny, like, talking about Jamar Chase going into last season. I was in Cincinnati. I was there, at training camps and, all those practices where Jamar Chase couldn't catch a thing. It was like he was dropping everything.
That? Yeah, he was dropping balls left and right. Yeah, remember that?
And then all of a sudden, once the season started, it was just like, whoa, where did this come from? It was just like he figured it out and he was all good. And so, look, give him a little bit more of time, a little bit more of a body of work, and then come at me after that. But for my money, I'm taking JJ just because the numbers that he put up last season, 168 targets, 108 catches, 1,600 yards, 10 touchdowns. That number could have been even more when you consider his usage. 168 targets, that's not bad. But, you look at how they use Cooper Kupp in Los Angeles, and the Vikings could have very well used Justin Jefferson in the same way last season, which means, he probably could have been competing with Kupp for those Triple Crown numbers. And so I just think he's going to unlock a whole new level, which is kind of crazy to believe because he's already like up there. But I just, some of these scouts, having some type of a knock on him or whatever the case may be, like, I don't think it's valid. I don't think it's fair to put any type of knock on. He's still super young. He's super talented, super productive. It just seems like whenever they threw him the ball, somehow he always found separation. He was open. And there's just something to be said about guys like that. He is one of the best wide receivers in the league. And this list is telling because you got him ahead of guys like Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, as you mentioned, DeAndre Hopkins, Mike Evans, who is probably a first ballot Hall of Famer when his career is all said and done. But you still, Deebo Samuel, he beat out Justin Jefferson for first team All Pro last season, but they got him at 9 on this list. Yeah. So you got to respect it.
Here's what scouts and coaches had to say about him. He wants to be the best in the game, and you can feel that, an AFC coach said. He'll get a gazillion targets in that new Vikings offense. Yep. He's not a burner, but he's got everything else. Instincts, competitive, great route runner, can win at all levels of the field. First of all, he's not a burner. He ran a 4.43. What are we talking about? Anyways, we'll save that for later. Reggie, the Vikes force-fed this dude the ball last season, according to Next Gen Stats, with 28.9% of Minnesota's targets. That was the third most in the NFL, and that was with Adam Thielen playing next to him. He also had 2,060 air yards, which was 45.2% of the team's total output. That's 3% higher than any other player in the league, including Cooper Kupp. And that was in a Mike Zimmer, Clint Kubiak conservative offense. The expectations of him now under Kevin O'Connell is downright, just wild to think about, right?